All right, Sheriff Ray Nash here from Riviera Maya, Mexico. We're at the Spa Palace Aventuras, and we came here to do some more police dynamics training videos for you. We're in this whole series on the dynamic of relationships, and we looked last time about the role that integrity plays in getting to that first base on the relationship diamond to become an acquaintance. Today we're going to talk about getting to second base and becoming a stakeholder and having that stakeholder vested relationship with the members of your community. And part of our trust formula says this: integrity plus openness plus accountability equals trust. It's our openness, which means open and honest communications, our ability to communicate with the citizens that'll get us to that next level, because we've got to show them and communicate to them what an important role that they play in this overall coactive policing response. Just like Sir Robert Peel said, the police are the public and the public are the police. They don't know that. They don't understand that crime is a community problem. They often think it's a police problem and that you're the only one that can do anything about it. So building that relationship and opening up those doors of communication are essential. And here's one of the fundamental maxims of this dynamic, is that your community does not understand you, but they think they do. And that's what makes it so dangerous. I mean, think about it. They watch CSI and Cops. What more is it? They know all there is to know about policing just from that. And we know how false those expectations can be. Let me give you an illustration of this that I've used over and over again in real life situations with community groups. It's a little bit humorous, but it brings the point across, and it's something that you can use to make this same point with your community as well. So think about it this way. Imagine yourself as a member of your community, maybe one that lives in one of these criminal strongholds that we've talked about before. Maybe they don't really trust the police, they don't have a lot of confidence in the police, they think that crime is a police problem, not a community problem. They don't understand the stakeholder relationship. And you've been through police dynamics training, you've been watching the videos, you attended a seminar, and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that police dynamics has got all the answers. I can't wait to go out and forge this trust-based relationship with some of my community. So you're driving through the neighborhood and you say, oh look, there's a law-abiding citizen there now. I think I'll stop and forge this new relationship based on mutual trust and accountability. And you get out of your patrol car and you do something very interesting at that point. It's something that all of us do in law enforcement. We do it subconsciously, we don't even realize it. As soon as we get out of that vehicle, what do? Very first thing, we adjust our gun belt. Now, it's very innocent as far as we're concerned, but it oftentimes sends a very different message to the citizen. So forget that you're a cop for a minute. Forget that you've got any knowledge about policing except what you've seen on TV or gained from your own conversations and experiences. You're the citizen, and you watch out there and you see this policeman get out of his car and tug on his gun belt. Now, as a citizen, what message does that send to you? As a citizen, how would you describe that officer in terms of their attitude and character without ever having met them based on that body language alone? And if you ask your citizens this question, they're going to say things like, well, he's arrogant, he's got an attitude, he's looking for trouble. And it doesn't mean any of that. It means that you've been riding around in that patrol car all day long. You're in the 9th hour of your 8-hour shift. You've been scooting around trying to get comfortable. Your gun belt's starting to sag down around your hips, and you're trying nothing more than to keep your britches from falling down. It's innocent to us, but it means something totally different to the citizen because they've never been in your shoes, never been in your belt or your trousers either, for that matter. It sends a different message. Now, do you think that citizen's preconceived notion about you and who you are and your attitude based on their perception of your body language is going to have any impact on the relationship that's about to take place here? And the answer is, of course, yes. So what's the first thing out of your mouth? If you're the citizen, what's the first thing out of your mouth when you see that officer make his or her approach? Fill in the blank for me. What's the problem, officer? That's exactly, now out of all the things that they could think of to ask you, why would they ask you, what's the problem, officer? And the answer is because the only time you've ever been there in the past, there's always been a problem. It's reactive policing. Y'all call, we come. And that's part of the problem here, because we haven't yet broken out of that reactive cycle. And so the citizen very naturally says, what's the problem, officer? Now let's put you in the shoes of the officer. What's your response? Well, there's no problem. There's no problem. What are you doing here? Well, I just wanted to come up. Well, do you have a search warrant? Well, no, I don't have a warrant. I just wanted to come up. Well, you don't have a warrant? What are you doing here? Nobody called you. Why don't you go out there and start bothering the criminals and arresting them instead of harassing us law-abiding citizens? Look, there's Johnny the dope dealer now. Why don't you go arrest him? What's the matter? You scared? You corrupt? You on his payroll? You don't care about us? I mean, what's the answer? From the citizen's perspective, that's how they often view us in the law enforcement profession. Now, they may not say all of those things, but they're probably thinking them. Some places I go, they say, oh no, they say that and much more. But that beside the point, we've got to break down these barriers. And if you're the officer and you're confronted with this kind of response from the citizen, what's your natural inclination? You turn on your heels and you say to yourself, these people don't want to build a relationship with us. They don't want to help us. They don't want us involved in their community. And I ain't coming back unless they call me. And we're right back where we started from in the beginning. So this idea of building these open and honest communications, forging that stakeholder relationship, requires you to take that step, that initiative, to begin to break down some of these barriers of communication by empathetically understanding the citizen and how they perceive you. So until next time, Sheriff Ray Nash, Police Dynamics.